started. We have some great presentations tonight. I'm Hope Hudson. I'm the president of NATS-NYC. I'd like to introduce the other board members to you. Dr. Jean Goffey-Finn, who
hi everybody, thanks for coming.
actually arranged all the food, so thank you, Jeannie.
And the wine, most
And the wine,
important.
most importantly, the wine. Jeannie is on faculty here at Teachers College, and she's also the director of the cohort program, the Dogville cohort program. We have Nadine Carey, who teaches at City College. Right? Anything else you want to say about yourself? That's it? Yeah. George Spitzer, who teaches at Montclair State. What? Okay.
Good.
Kathy Weber, private voice teacher. Anything else you want to say about yourself?
How many years on the board?
Kathy's been on the board since Jesus was in Naples. Anyway, and she's more about Kathy later because she's working very hard on a project that I think we're all going to feel really strongly about. We have two incredible presenters tonight. I'll introduce them, but I want to say a bit about the student auditions at World Voice Day. David Sisco and David Fabella. The student auditions are on November 22nd this year. They're on a Sunday. This is the first time we've ever done it on a Sunday, so we're hoping to switch the events around. I know Friday night is problematic for some people, so the auditions have usually been on a Saturday. We're switching them to Sunday this year. The audition requirements will be out in the next couple of days. If you want to take a look at them, go to the national site, log in with your credentials, and then search student auditions, and you can see the requirements for the auditions. They are a bit different for the younger categories. Specifically, they now have to have 3 songs as opposed to 2. We are adopting, when you look at the requirements, you will see some new categories that National says you may or may not adopt. This year the board decided we're doing the younger children. We actually did that last year, but we're doing the children 11 to 13 because we thought that was a good age to start them at. There actually is a younger category, but we're going to wait about that. We are also, for the first time, and I'm really excited about this, having the CCM category. Okay.
You want to just explain CCM?
Contemporary commercial music. I never can remember. Okay. So we're really excited about that, and we hope that gets us a lot more students participating. We've had, the last couple of years, the numbers in the student auditions haven't been what we want them to be. So Kathy Weber, I've asked to take on a fundraising role for the board because we want to be able to offer the students more money because we're gearing the more money actually towards the college students because I feel like the kids that are in elementary school and high school, they're still living with mom and dad. They're not paying tuition. They're not paying New York rent. At least I hope they are. So we're going to gear the bigger funds towards the older students. There are some, if you'll see, look at the categories, there are some professional categories now, which is fabulous. You know. As I said, we'll get those requirements for NATS-NYC out in the next couple of days. Everything is being standardized by National now because the way it's going to be working in the future, if a student scores 90 or above in their chapter, then they can go on to those regionals, and then the regionals, if they score 90 above, into the national finals, and there's a lot of prize money in that. I'm still unclear as to how that's going to affect the chapter auditions, but that's basically it. But the requirements are on the nats.org website. World Voice Day this year will be actually on World Voice Day, which is April 16th, so you can relax after tax day. We have one confirmed presenter for that. Another one's in the works, but the one confirmed presenter is Jan Prokop, who's been a longtime member of the board. She's no longer on the board, she stepped down, but she's been a longtime member of NATS, so we're really excited to be able to present her. Okay, let's get to the presentations. I'm very excited about this guy. Not that I'm not very excited about David Sabella. I've always been very excited about you. But if there's anything else you want to say about yourself that I miss, David's kind of a triple threat. He's probably a quadruple threat, and I just, am leaving something out. But David is a fabulous art song composer. He was the winner of the 2010 NATS composition for Missed Connections, which are based on Craigslist postings. He teaches at Marymount Manhattan, and he's also a very talented singer and pianist, so yes, you are a quadruple threat. Okay? David Sabella is the owner of Sabella Studios. We all know him. He's one of the premier master teachers in the United States for musical theater, and he was in the 1996 Broadway production of Chicago. David Sisco, here, I'm going to start with you. You can carry your wine if you want to.
Oh no, I better not. I had just the right amount. I only have my phone here to make sure that I don't lather on. I'm just going to put a timer on myself.
Do we want the lights down or do we like the lights up?
David, what do you want?
I'm fine with either. Yeah, whatever feels good.
Down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you?
Power a little bit.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Louis.
Okay. So hi everyone. Thank you. I'm so grateful for asking me to speak. I get to speak about something that I'm really, really passionate about, which is great, especially after a long week of teaching. I know we've all had that. So in 2012, I was frustrated. Not the whole year, but at the specific time in 2012, because I was looking for a song from this show called The Immigrant. I don't know if any of you saw it. It was played off Broadway. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous show, beautiful score. And I could not find the music anywhere. And I, being a composer, I'm vehemently against, as I know all of us in this room are, illegally getting the music, or pirating the music. So at the same time, my collaborator Tom Gualtieri and I, who met at the BMI Musical Theater Workshop, which I've been a part of for over 10 years, we were starting to self-publish our songs online, which was very exciting, except there was one problem. Nobody knew who the hell we were. And so it was out there, but we weren't getting anyone to come to our website, because it was just people who knew us that would go to our website. So I got to thinking, wait a second, I'm both a teacher and I'm both a musical theater composer. I'm actually perfectly poised to build a bridge between these communities and get the teachers and the students and the musical theater professionals to buy the songs, the unpublished songs, directly from the writers. I'm going to talk about that more in a second, but I just want to quickly go over the current publishing model, and this is going to be a surprise to no one. So a writer has a hit Broadway show, the publishing company buys the rights to the score, the consumer buys the scores. Less often, a writer sells tons of their scores online on maybe their own storefront, and then a publisher says, hey, wait a second, I can make you a lot more money, meaning I can make me a lot more money. And they start selling scores, and the consumer buys them. What about other things? Well, Rick Walters had a great interview with him several years ago, and he said, well, basically, I have to tell a lot of great musical theater writers that even though the material is great, it's not going to speak to a wide enough audience for publication. Generally meaning the Midwest. Nothing against the Midwest, but if it's not going to sell in St. Louis or Minneapolis or Chicago, then it's probably not going to be published nationally. So let's briefly look at the 2014-2015 season. I'm sure I missed things, but this is just an overview. See, in the Broadway category, we have a lot of original musicals, which was a very exciting thing. And I think we'll see that trend continue this year with several new shows as well. Of course, a lot of reviews as well that are still opening, or still open, not all of them anyway. And then we've got a lot more original musicals in the off-Broadway category. Let me show you the shows that have selection books based on these productions. The one in pink is the only one that I could find feverishly as I kind of looked this up this week. Not even in Vegas, I happen to know because I own that selection book. It's the only musical that received a selection book based on this production. Everything else that's in blue is a revival, and currently had a previous selection book released when it came out. Okay, so you see all of these, especially all of these original musicals. Fun Home that won the Tony for best score. You know, I mean, like even that, it's probably not going to be published. Surprising that Violet got published. I was so happy that it did because I love that score too. Janine's story as well. But you see all of this material that doesn't get published. Now Hamilton, I'm assuming is now, obviously it's now on Broadway. I'll be very surprised if that doesn't get published because that's so wildly popular. But there's so much that's left in the dust. And this is just what's on Broadway and off Broadway. Think if you're a regional writer, there's no chance for you to get published unless you can self-publish. So the idea became that I would, with a colleague of mine, create a database of writers and songs that run the gamut of contemporary musical theater. And a lot of times when we think of contemporary musical theater, we think pop rock musical theater. And yes, that is a large part of what contemporary musical theater is, but the lovely thing is that there's a lot of legit, almost art song, almost opera stuff, and then there is the pop rock. So I wanted to make sure that we covered all of that. I wanted to encourage writers to get their audio and visual samples online and self-publish their songs. Here's the thing, and I feel like I can say this as a writer, we're lazy. And we're horribly scared that our music is not going to be accepted. So it's much easier for me to say, oh, I'm too busy, I have to like work on the next piece. I don't have time to get my stuff online. And it's a fallacy. And I wanted to create a website that forced the writers to say, no. You have to have a web presence. You have to have your stuff online. We wanted to circumvent the current publishing model and directly connect teachers, students, and musical theater performers to the writers. And we also wanted to make sure that we were creating a model that was a subscription-based model, so the writers would get all of the money for their songs. This does not exist pretty much anywhere else, okay? We do not take 20%, we do not take 10%, we do not take money from the writers, okay? So, where to begin? So, as I mentioned, I'm part of the BMI Musical Theater Workshop. So I went to a lot of my BMI friends and I was like, hey, I'm creating this thing, would you be interested? I actually had a poster presentation at the 2012 NATS conference in Orlando, and that's what I was kind of putting this together for initially. And I also had a lot of friends at NYU Teacher Graduating Program that were interested. So I put all this together, and with a colleague of mine, I developed submission guidelines and a fair way of reviewing this material. And then from there, we designed a resource that cross-references writers and their work and allows teachers to search by voice and song type. Oh, I'm sorry, I did this in like a different form, and so this is a little messy. Sorry about that. So our submission criteria are actually really basic. We ask writers to submit up to 8 songs. Definitely they have to submit 5. 5 of those songs have to be solo songs. The other 3 can be duets or songs for youth and teens. Our only criteria are that it's vocally responsible writing, and that it's under 5 minutes, and it's for varying styles and voice types, from legit to belt. We wanted to, again, make sure that we were covering the gamut. Standalone songs and songs from musicals would both be considered. And we have a blind review process. So we have a committee of 5 people, a director, musical director, voice teacher, vocal coach, and actor, straight actor, that review the material blindly. So it means that they're just listening to the recording, not looking at the score. And so what we created out of that was contemporarymusicaltheater.com. The interactive browsing and searchable website has over 150 writers currently, over 450 songs. And it is searchable by voice and song type. It has information, each song has information on the range, tessitura, accompaniment difficulty, transposition availability, and then notes from the writers about the song, either why they wrote it or a setup, if it's from a particular scene in the musical, so you get a sense of it. We have audio and video links to it, to the song, so you can listen to the material immediately. And then we have purchase links. Something really exciting to mention here. We currently have either purchase links to our writers' own storefronts, or places like, I'm sure you know the websites repertoire.com or newmusicaltheater.com, which are both very popular. We are actually going to, this fall, start selling music on our website. But we are going to remain true to our mission and only take an administrative fee to cover our cost of essentially taxes. And we will make sure that the writers get all of their money. So that's going to be coming in the next month or so. We also have a really active blog that we're very excited about. We have over 250,000 hits on our blog. We get about we get about 500 hits a day. We just posted a very cool blog with Randy Graff, who's in the original Best of the Miz. I'm sure all of you know who Randy Graff is. And also I wrote a blog that I'm very proud of that's gotten a little heat about, it's called Get It Right, W-R-I-T-E, and it talks to composers about how to notate their scores to help singers. I know none of you are familiar with the problems of score writing, right? So we also have individual and institutional memberships available. As I mentioned, this is a subscription site, so we can then make sure that the writers get paid. Individual subscriptions range from $49.95 for the year. We have a monthly pass, I think it's $29.95, and then what we call a quick pass, which is $19.95 for 3 days. And then we have institutional memberships as well. And that's based on the size of the program. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and I actually am going to show you some of the website. Make sure I'm keeping some on time. Okay. So this is the website. We've got our live tweets. I tweeted today about sharing this with you guys. And our video promo, which is a lot of fun. I won't play it through now because it's about 2 minutes long. But please check that out. It features a lot of our writers. So if we go to the directory of writers, I call this kind of the Directory Hall of Fame. There we go. I'm really bad at track that, so I'm going to try to do this. Wait, no, let's see. Okay. There we go. So these are our current writers, and it's really growing all the time. I want to show you, I'm going to take you to Queen and Diamond. If you don't know who Queen and Diamond are, they are so phenomenal. They won so many awards, including the Fred Award. And you see from each writer we list the bio, their contact information, so if you need transpositions, you can contact them directly. If you have questions about the song, you can contact them directly. All their social media and websites, and then we list, oh wait, that's what I want there. Oh. That's weird. Okay, let me do this. Let me show it to you this way. This is why I also put it in the PowerPoint, just in case. So, so you see we list, it's on this, you can't see it, but we have about 5, and as I said, 5 to 8 different songs listed. If you click on one of them, this is what you can get. See the song title, what show it's from, song genre, voice type, song type, and that's either solo or duet. Currently, we're going to branch out to trios and ensembles soon. We also list the key, range, tessitura, how hard the accompaniment is. It's really important, obviously, for our auditions. And then description. of the song, so you get a sense of what it is. These links immediately link to listen to it, and then sheet music on that, and it'll take you directly to, these are great writers, Michelle Elliott and Danny Larson. They wrote a wonderful web musical called Hinterlands, that if you have young or teen musical theater performers, you should really check that out. So Hinterlands by Elliott and Larson. It's online. So we have information on each of our songs that's like this. Now you can also do a search. So I did a search for solo songs for Metal Ballad for High Belt Mix, because that's a thing. And then you see all of the different songs, and you can then search. So you can either browse by composer, or you can search by different functionalities depending on what you're looking for. Also, you don't see this on this particular slide, but over to the right here, there's also a date added. So if you haven't been on the site for a couple months and you want to see what's new, you can put it on that and you can search by that and the newest things. So that's basically the website. I'm really excited about the way that it's growing. We've been also doing master classes and workshops through colleges and universities. And we have some really great meetings coming up in terms of growing and finding synchronicities with other universities and other organizations that are interested in helping writers get their music out. I'd be happy if you have any questions, you can ask me later or now or whatever's convenient.
I'm sorry. I'm confused about, so if you go there and you want to browse, you pay a fee to browse.
Yes.
And
So
that's how you pay the writers.
that's how we cover our expenses,
Okay.
and then you purchase the song directly from the writers.
Right. Okay, so that's how.
Yes. Does that make sense? Sorry, I probably didn't say that.
No, you did, but I just wanted to make sure I understood.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the fee just covers you're putting together the information?
Yes, absolutely. And it's all, as I said, it's all curated, so we're really making sure that it's not just like any repeating song.
Right.
It's really
Right.
material that's really, you know. But having said that, though, we really want to make sure that it's not. I was really concerned that I have very specific tastes in musical theater. I'm very much in the Adam Gettle, Janine Tesori, Michael John Cusack camp. And a lot of stuff that's on this website is not that, and that's okay. It's okay. But I'm trying to make sure that we're making room for everyone, as long as the craft is good and as long as it's vocally responsible. That's what we're interested in. Thank you so much.
Great.
While David Sabella is getting set up, I actually, and David can talk about this too, I, this summer, was on a conference call with Alan Henderson and I can't remember their names at the moment, but they are the people who have been revising all the repertoire lists. And as I said, David won the 2010 NATS Composition Award. I've always been a nut for American art song. I've collaborated for 14 years with Richard Pearson Thomas. I've also collaborated with Tom Shapullo. NATS is making a very big push, starting with this student audition season, to have American composers represented in the student auditions. Now, not that we don't love Ned Rorem and Samuel Barber, but they are specifically, because these guys are, you know, living here among us, they really want the composers represented born after 1950. Okay, that was very specific in the phone call. If you don't know a lot of that repertoire, David's website, David's Sisco, what is it?
No, you're right, DavidSisco.com.
DavidSisco.com. You know, you can purchase his songs. I've purchased some. Richard Pearson Thomas has his music on it. That's purchased through Glendower. Do you deal with Glendower at all?
I do, yeah, he's
For
helping with
sell,
that.
okay. Glendower sells David's music. Tom Shapullo is with Glendower. He's also with Oxford University Press. So really, if you haven't explored this music, really look at it because it's fantastic. David has some songs that really gorgeous. So just so you guys know, National wants to really mix it up a lot. And yeah, I'm sure you're available for consultations about music, but I just wanted to put that out to everyone, because as I said, the repertoire requirements for the younger ones especially are a bit different. They're not, hardly different, but that National does want everyone to know that they want these guys represented, because the cycle before David won, I went with Tom Shapulo. He won for Of a Certain Age. So NATS has a lot invested in our New York composers and our American composers. So, please look at their music. It's fantastic. While they're getting set up, I just want to have to thank David Sabella, because I have listened to his Google Hangouts for hours when I'm commuting, learning about musical theater belt. So I have to say thank you to David. And while they get set up, why don't we